Hello everyone, I'm Ricardo Levon, author of Phashar, a Widow's Oil novella. And this author's advice is a bit different from most. Typically I like to provide step-by-step instructions on how to do something. However, this video is more about encouragement and offers helpful information. I guess I've done those before, but this one's I think a little bit different. But you see, I'm still learning and making my way into writing action sequences in books. And it's funny because I do love action adventure movies and stories. They're absolutely my favorite. So much so that it's probably why I tend to include action in pretty much almost all the stuff that I write. For example, just to let you a little bit of a background on this, When Roses Cry is action-packed because the main character is a martial artist. I also remember when I wrote that, I was specifically giving her this ability because I enjoyed writing action stories and wanted to write something with her to do with action. Even though I look back and not sure if that was necessary, but that's what I did. And Repeat Offender includes a few sequences of action, but it's more toned down. It's a little bit more realistic. There's quite a few years gap between Roses and the Repeat Offender series of books. Now the Golden Image does have a few fight scenes. Someone in there is a martial artist. Yeah, I did that again. I did that on purpose. So even though you would think that there probably shouldn't be fight scenes, but there is. The Widow's Oil focuses more on the pressure and suspense of trying to save one's family. So it's not quite like what I did in that, and that was specifically done. Still very entertaining. Still has a lot of pressure and stuff like that in there, but no, it's not at all full of action. Not like that. And Amaya's has a bit of action, just a bit. There's enough in there just to taste it. And Rashida technically does have a little bit more. There is something in there that is a whole lot more that happens, but it's not like overwhelming. However, Phashar and Sandstorm are just brimming with action. Large part because it is a military thing, but there's like other things that happens in both of those books. So yeah, that one is full of action, and there are other, depending upon when you're listening to this video, at the time of recording, there are future novellas that will also have lots of action, and there's some that will actually be very much pulled back, depending upon those characters. Now, the thing about action in a book is that you don't actually see it. Like in films and TV shows, it's easy to depict something thrilling. The goal actually is to step back and let the action do the work. Now, there are some directors who fail to do this, resorting to shaky camera techniques as if making the audience feel queasy is a good way to showcase their movie. However, in books, you must describe action using words and punctuation. So you need to depict the characters in a way that allows readers to visualize the scene in their minds, which is key to writing good action. And you want your reader to feel, part of the experience. The goal is to inspire them to imagine what's happening, and you assist them on this journey. Sometimes we can be overly descriptive, which distracts readers from imagining the events and turns them into just mere spectators of random words that are just written on the page. So instead, you want them to grasp enough of the background, who the characters are, and what their motivations are, and how this action sequence informs or contributes to the overall narrative of the book. Or chapter, sometimes. It just could be a chapter. It just depends. But some people enjoy action for its own sake. And it sounds exciting, but in reality, just random action just written in kind of becomes mere white noise to the reader's mind. And in contrast, action with consequences or purpose is far more impactful. This is why other elements are emphasized instead of random acts of violence in stories like the Repeat Offender series, Amaya's, and The Widow's Oil. Nevertheless, action is easier to navigate through a novel when the main backdrop is, just like in Phashar and Sandstorm, a military campaign. And so in a strange way, I guess I just provided a sort of step-by-step guide, but honestly, I'm still on my learning journey. And we should all be learning continuously. Every single time I write, no matter what it is, I'm always trying to learn how to be better. But I just want to share this part of my development and how I'm improving my ability to write action and express it in a way that engages readers and sparks their imagination. So I hope to reflect on this process and believe that my explanations of different types of actions within these stories have laid the ground for future novels. And honestly, you should do the same with your own writing. Perfection at the outset is unrealistic, and no one starts off flawless. However, good action, especially really good action when you're writing, begins with taking that first step. You have to keep in mind, like I said, just in case you want to add this to your book, keep in mind whatever the action sequence is. It doesn't have to be a fight. It could be something else, a chase sequence or something else. The setting, the characters involved, their motivations, and remember, how does this action actually drive the story forward? So if you'd like to learn more on this particular book, Phashar, please click on the link, lavari.com/Phashar. It's going to be in the description. Here you can enjoy a free chapter. You can explore a variety of other videos. You can learn more about the wonderful charities that will benefit from the book and so much more, plus other books in the Widow's Oil series, which is really pretty cool. So we'd love for you to like and subscribe and share this particular video and all the other ones for the latest updates on this book, as well as many other books in the Widow's Oil series. Thank you once again for your support, and hope to see you once again in other videos, whether in comments or you just watching it. And please enjoy Phashar, a Widow's Oil novella.